It seems everyone wants a Rolex. And why wouldn't they? They're great. Well-built watches that fit a variety of lifestyles and activities. However, demand for these timepieces has skyrocketed over the past few years, with even Rolex themselves not being able to keep up with demand, causing some pieces like the Daytona to fetch north of 2 times retail pre-owned. So if, like me, you're bored of the long wait times and doing special favours for your local authorised dealer, or the prices you'll pay to skip the queue and buy pre-owned, then here are a few watches that are sure to fill that Rolex-sized hole in your life. If you're looking to buy, sell or exchange a luxury watch, visit Watchfinder. This watch needs no introduction, even your nan knows what this is. The no-nonsense Rolex Submariner is the perfect diving companion, with it being easy to read and boasting a respectable 300 meters of water resistance. In this no-date configuration, coupled with its accurate chronometer-rated movement, rugged and reliable build and aesthetic versatility, this watch looks at home in a suit or even a pair of shorts and a tee. The Submariner is not only one of the best dive watches around, but arguably one of the best daily wearers too. So, an alternative to the Submariner? At around the same price, the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, the first ever dive watch, gives the Submariner a run for its money. Like with the Rolex, a diver gets everything they could need. A 60-minute dive bezel, a simple but highly legible dial with tons of lume for when light is scarce, and a tough stainless steel build with 300 meters of water resistance. And in addition to it being the first, there's more that sets the 50 Fathoms apart from the Submariner. You also get an additional 170 years of watchmaking experience, Blancpain being the oldest watch brand. You get a beautifully decorated visible movement and a watch that flies under the radar. The only thing you have to worry about while wearing this bad boy is the amount of respect you'll get from your fellow watch bros. Let's touch wrists. Introduced in 1954, Pan Am pilots were one of the first customers of the Rolex GMT-Master. The watch allowed them to track multiple time zones with ease thanks to its rotating 24-hour bezel and GMT hand. Fast forward to today, and not only is the GMT-Master still a top choice amongst airliner pilots, but it's also the perfect travel companion for us regular schmoes, with the ability to read multiple time zones at a glance, preventing unwanted wake-up calls back home. For a GMT-Master, if you're lucky, you'll pay around £10,000. But what if I said you could have nearly the same experience for less than half the price? Well, produced by Rolex's more affordable sister brand, Tudor, the Blancpain GMT is, as promised, less than half the price of the GMT Master. Okay, you don't get the full brand weight, and the snowflake hands and vintage style riveted bracelet aren't everyone's cup of tea, but you do get an independent GMT hand, date, multicoloured rotating 24-hour bezel, chronometer rated movement and highly legible dial. All available in a range of colours and material options, just like the GMT Master. Still not convinced? Well, there's always the new 58 GMT, which comes in a smaller 39mm size and is equipped with a METAS certified movement, METAS being one step further than the regular old COSC chronometer certification. Oh, how the times they change. Long gone are the days when a Daytona is given out as an incentive for a customer to purchase a different Rolex model. Now you're looking at around 2 times retail to jump the queue and call one of these your own. The Daytona is a great watch, there's no denying that. It's comfy to wear, it's well built, and its brand weight go a long way to justify its retail price of £13,200. But if you're not willing to sell your soul to jump on a waitlist, there's another watch worth consideration. This is the Chronomaster Sport from Zenith, and if you squint, it's basically a Daytona. A stainless steel build with bracelet, check. A ceramic bezel, check. A 3-register Panda style dial, check. However, the Chronomaster Sport does have 2 things the Daytona doesn't. A date, albeit one in a slightly controversial position, and an incredibly precise 36,000 VPH 1/10 of a second chronograph. Just look at that thing go. It's like a Daytona but on steroids, and even at retail it costs a few £1,000s less too. What's not to like? The DateJust was first introduced all the way back in 1945, and the first featured a Jubilee 5-link bracelet and a fluted bezel. Features which are still on some DateJust models today. The classic timeless design is not only one of the most recognisable, but it's also one of the most versatile. You can dress it up, dress it down, it doesn't matter. This watch can do it all. But with the DateJust sitting between 7.5 and 10k new, what if you wanted a little more bang for your buck? Well, like the DateJust, this Omega Constellation Globemaster is a simple three-hander with a steel case, fluted bezel, baton hour markers and a date, which here is tucked in neatly at 6 o'clock. And while the Globemaster ticks all the DateJusty boxes, it does however pack a little more punch than the Rolex. In addition to the vintage-inspired pie pan dial, the Globemaster features a METAS certified caliber beating away at its heart. And the caliber 8900 is not only visible, unlike the movement of the Rolex, but it has a coaxial escapement and is more reliable thanks to the rigorous trials it had to pass to gain its METAS certification. Do those things and its slightly more affordable retail price of £7,100 or £4,500 pre-owned make it better value than a DateJust? You decide. So when it comes to Rolex, there isn't a watch more overlooked than the Cellini. It's a shame. The Cellini was value-packed with its precious metal case and solid automatic chronometer-rated 3132 movement, the same as the 39mm Explorer. But the best part was that it offered something entirely different aesthetically to the traditional sporty Rolex range. But fear not, the Cellini is still a bit of a Rolex bargain, especially since it was discontinued and now costs around £10,000. Its successor, the very handsome vintage-inspired 1908, well, that's a different story. Very few 1908s can be found in the wild, with prices hitting around £25,000 mark pre-owned, £5,000 more than retail. So what does £20,000 to £25,000 get you in the dress watch world? Well, it's no surprise to anyone that you can get rather a lot, and this Vacheron Constantin Traditionnelle is one of the best on offer. Made by one of the top 3 watchmakers in the world, this 38mm dress watch also has a precious metal case, leather strap and dressy aesthetic just like the Cellini and 1908. But that's where the similarities stop. The dial is given an intricate guilloche pattern applied the old way with a rose engine, and the movement ditches automatic winding to grant you greater visibility of the caliber 4400 AS around the back, a 64-hour movement complete with a Geneva seal. And lastly, but most importantly, no unnecessary text on the dial like superlative chronometer, which surrounds the sub-dial seconds of the 1908. Tough choice. So what do you think of my choices? Would you have chosen anything different? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel, please visit Watchfinder at the link in our description. Goodbye.